Welcome, everybody, to Enter Tournament of Champions podcast. This is the only podcast, I'm sure, the only one that talks about movies largely and video games and TV shows, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and music.
That's why we're so popular.
Music too, yeah.
That's why we're so popular, yeah.
Right, yeah, that's why we're number one on iTunes. Don't look that up. Just believe me, we are.
Yeah, don't fact check that.
For real.
Can we just get to a place in life where we just trust each other when we say things to each other instead of just like going right to Google? Goodness.
Yeah, I read it on Facebook, so it was true. Obviously.
I know, exactly.
Fake.
Relevant South Park reference. Okay, so this is the podcast where we take the best of a certain genre in entertainment that we all decide on in advance, and over a course of a 2-episode arc, we hash out which one ultimately is the best of that best, and in a tournament form. So I mentioned a 2-episode arc. The first episode is us, revealing our top 10. Favorite is a strong word for this episode, but favorites of a certain genre, or what the qualifying. I mean, for this episode, it's most disturbing movies in honor of Halloween.
Because I'm sure
and
we'll
being
do
scared the
worse
shit
at
out
some
of.
point, like worst movies of all time, or I don't know. We'll
It's what best fits the criteria that we land on, and most disturbing is not really about being the best movie. It's just about what unsettled you the most, or
made your skin crawl.
Exactly. And this is so. I mean, we wanted to kind of go a different route than just being like best slasher films. Because these movies are scary to a certain degree.
They are, yeah.
I mean, they emotionally fuck you up. So,
and
that's horror in a way.
It's true. And I will say that our list might be a little more tamed compared to other lists out there.
Yes, yeah. We avoid
some people
these.
are just like gluttons for punishment and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which that was me at one point in time, but one of the movies on this list may have scared me away from that. So that's why I don't really seek out your Siberian films or your these new age like really really creepy fucking disturbing movies. I just haven't seen a lot of the newer ones.
Yeah, there's lists out there, and I'm like, wow, they really have done their homework for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Willingly.
I'm like, well, I'm never watching any of these. So
yeah, exactly.
Thank you for doing that. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm one of 3 people that talk often on here. I am Jeff. I am joined by Kyle, who was just talking, and JD, who is oddly silent. Just kidding.
It happens every now and then.
We're each going to take turns revealing one at a time our top 10, and we have the concept of pushing in this episode, where if one of us has a movie at a lower number and another has it at a higher number, we'll just push that conversation down to the higher number. That was the smoothest explanation I've ever done for pushing. And there may be some salt and pepper mixed in. I don't know. I can't predict these things.
We'll see.
So the topic, like I said, most disturbing movies. And this time, I guess I got to reveal the order. This time I actually go first. Yay, me going first. So we're going to start with number 10, of course, because that's how numbers work. So my number 10, and this might be a slight push maybe, is Old Boy.
Push it, yeah. We're going to push it.
Well, I don't know. I mean, this is the Spike Lee version.
Just a little bit of a shove.
Is the Spike Lee version on your list, or is that just mine? No, I'm just kidding. It's the original.
I thought the Spike Lee version was the only version, right? That's an original movie.
Right. Obviously the Brolin one. Of course. So I could talk about it. All right, cool. No, I'm kidding. So that's my number 10. And next up is JD. What's your number 10?
My number 10 is one I don't even want to fucking think about anymore than after this moment. It's The Human Centipede, and I hate myself for having watched it. And I feel like its greatest contribution to society was the South Park episode that made fun of it. So there's that.
I think so, too.
Fuck that movie. That movie's so fucking...
I feel like that movie's idea is grosser than what actually you see in that movie.
This is true. I
agree with that.
But I will say I haven't seen the second one, and that's supposed to be the money shot in terms of God, what the fuck? But
I'm not interested in...
Yeah, I'm just not interested.
I'm assuming they just expand the centipede to a greater...
Yeah, I think it's
they really branch out in the lore of the universe.
It's
no.
Centipede.
A lot of world building in that one. Find out what kind of stitches they use when they sew your ass in their mouth, Jesus. Oh my god. Needless. But fucking disturbing.
That was an honorable mention for me. It was kind of easy, honestly. That's kind of a no-brainer. But at the same time,
shouldn't be on
it's a little try-hard, so I didn't feel like it deserved to be in my 10. You know what I mean? It's kind of this is only here for you to, squirm at.
Right.
There's a lot of those movies in my list, too, but...
If
they
I had
make you
seen
squirm
several
more
of Owen Mills'
successfully
list,
than
I would've
Human
left
Centipede
that
does.
off.
What?
If I had seen several of the good movies that are good, but like iconic, disturbing movies that y'all
Yes.
have on your list, then
That's true.
this would be an easy omission for me. But I haven't
And
yet.
you'll get there for sure.
I will. I can't wait. It's gonna be a great week.
Oh fuck, it's gonna be
God damn it.
miserable. So Kyle, what's your number 10?
You know what, man? I really don't know because I don't have my list. There it is. It is Green Room. You know, this is a new one. You know, are we pushing that?
Oh yeah, we're
Yeah.
And I was about to go right in. I was about to just launch right into it.
Sorry, Brad.
pushing
Yeah,
that for
that's fine.
JD. I should say it's not my list,
Yeah.
but that's a good pick.
It almost didn't make mine. I will explain.
I understand
why
that.
later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
I get that.
Oh,
Old Boy almost didn't make mine, but I thought of key scenes and I was like, it's a little fucked up. So yeah, I'll
But
talk
really,
about it.
it's just okay. We'll get there. Yeah,
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. My number 9 is probably on nobody's list. It's the. We'll have some of those, by the way. We'll have a lot of misses, but that's because we don't go out of our way to search for this shit. But my number 9 is the Snowtown Murders.
I'm intrigued by that one.
I watched this movie around the time right before Assassin's Creed came out, which that homework didn't make sense at all because Assassin's Creed ended up sucking. But it's by the same director of that and Macbeth.
Oh wow. Okay.
And I wanted to see his other work and stuff. And yeah, I didn't really. I mean, I saw it was on Netflix. I've seen the poster. I've just kept scrolling through. Had no idea of the nature of it until it's kind of like now that we can watch so many movies at home on Netflix and stuff, where you can have a phone in your hand and Wikipedia shit as you're watching it. I looked up Snowtown and I was like, oh, it's based on real murders and stuff. I didn't know all the fucked up shit that they would show though in the movie. Like there's it's about like these brothers basically that have this kind of mother who's easily persuaded by fucked up dudes, I guess, and dates like shitheads. And the dude that she ends up dating is like a guy that hates gay people and stuff, and pedophiles, and seeks to just kill people that he suspects, not people that are, but people that he suspects are gay and pedophiles, and just kill them like in their neighborhood. And he like teaches these boys how to do that stuff. And they show a lot of stuff. They show a lot of like, and the murders are like not, when it's almost too real, like kind of like how in 7 where they're like, hey, I cut that girl's head off or whatever, and you're like, this is too real, I don't want to see it. It's just, there's a lot of shit that's too real in here. And one of the inner, whatever you want to call it, I don't know, side stories, there we go. I'm not good with words on a Friday, apparently. But but one of the side stories is the older brother rapes the younger brother, and the camera doesn't like cut away when you're like, okay, I got it. He's raping him. That's okay. I get it.
Message received.
You cut message received. They just keep doing it. Like it first starts as just like they're fucking around. It's a wrestling match like brothers do, and then he just starts raping him, and you're like, what the fuck?
Oh.
So it's a giant what the fuck movie at certain points. There's a scene too where the father figure, whatever you want to call him, forces the lead brother, or whatever you want to call him too, forces the youngest dude that we're mainly following around in the story, forces him, he's trying to force him to shoot a dog that they own, like it's their pet. They own him, but the father figure guy, he doesn't give a fuck. Like he's just, that's how much he values life. He's just like, shoot the dog. Just shoot it. I don't give a shit. Just shoot it.
Wow.
And the kid couldn't, so he just takes a gun and shoots the dog. And the next scene is him just like kind of carelessly carrying the corpse of the dog around in a garbage bag or whatever. Doesn't give a shit. It's fucked up, dude. There's some fucked up shit in this movie, and it's only lower because it's not bad. Like it's actually pretty good.
Oh man.
That's the thing with these lower movies. Like a lot of them are pretty fucking good.
Yeah, right.
But there's like fucked up shit in there, So that's why it made my list. It's still fresh in my brain. So JD, what's your number 9?
I snuck Old Boy in
Ooh.
at number 9.
Yeah, we synchronized there.
Yes, we can talk about it.
cool.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Nice. Man, I mean, you guys have been talking about this one for a long time across a couple of our other episodes, so I was glad I finally got to watch it. And yeah, that shit, I even knew how it ended, and it was fucked up. Like,
Yeah. Did
really
you forget
fucked up.
Did you forget while you were watching it though, or is that always like lingering?
No, it was lingering for sure.
Okay.
You don't forget shit like that because
I guess not.
I told you guys don't hold back for the sake of me, but I knew every little detail. But
See,
man,
because
I mean,
when you watch that movie a second time, it's way harder to watch because you're like, oh, gross.
right. But see, I didn't have that from a visual standpoint, so it was still very fresh. Like actually just seeing how everything unfolded. But man, that was fucking solid, and I'm never watching that fucking Spike whatever version. No.
Nah, you don't need to. It's not
Never.
horrible. It's just you don't have. It's missable.
Spike whatever.
Spike whoever. Who knew that guy?
Who's that fucking guy?
He's never done any good movies.
Never.
Sarcasm.
No.
Sarcasm, people.
But
Sarcasm,
yeah.
hard.
fucked up stuff.
That one's just bad. It's
just a bad one. Yeah. I mean, it's not horrible. It's just God. Why would you adapt that movie?
Yeah,
I know.
Needless.
Let's put the hallway scene in a warehouse now.
You know what? And it's gonna be like not even kind of the same, but we think it's visually cool. It's like
right.
it wasn't. You guys, it wasn't. Yeah. I mean, this is the movie where like while you're watching it, not every moment of it is like completely disturbing, but it's a movie that really sticks with you after you stop watching it. And like it's so disturbing by the end of it, and then the hammer scene where he's pulling out that dude's teeth and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't like teeth stuff. That shit fucking freaks me out.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, all that. There's plenty of scenes of gratuitous violence. But like the real money shot is his willingness to just like hypnotize himself to just I'm gonna just keep fucking my daughter, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, that's wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
Exactly. That's the disturbing elements to me. They're not so much. There's some visual disturbances and stuff, like him eating the squid thing live, like a live thing.
They had to do that take like 80 times because
poor fucking dude.
Very hard to eat a live squid. They don't want to be
apparently, and he's not dead of mercury poisoning somehow. I don't know how that's possible, but I don't. Like, I know how science works. I have no idea.
Yeah, right. Jim's a biologist.
But that seems pretty fucked up because you can tell it's real. And the premise, too. That's a little fucked up, too. Like, the whole you revealed to... I guess it's a spoiler for anybody that hasn't seen Old Boy, but you really should have by now. It's 12 years old, I think. But the whole, you kind of outed my relationship with my sister and how we were handsy with each other. And how we loved each other in the wrong way, technically. So therefore, I'm gonna make you fuck your daughter and love her the way.
I'm gonna start a 15-year long con that's gonna end in you fucking your daughter.
That's the disturbing part, is the dedication to something like that.
Yeah. Oh,
and then the cutting out his tongue at the end. Fuck that, dude.
And then that guy is just fulfilled, so he kills himself. Like that's what he was living for. He was living for that, just to ruin someone. Like it's just depraved. This is a depraved movie, man.
It is. It absolutely is. Yeah, you don't leave that movie feeling great, and it
doesn't.
That's the reason that a lot of these 10 movies are in my list at all. Like,
and I weirdly I go back and watch that movie a lot just because it's so like good.
It's a great movie. It's
really like the whole
ones
movie
in this list.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's you could turn it off once it gets sort of. I know how this ends.
Right, you could.
I saw all the cool stuff,
That's some of the I don't know if cool is the right word, but some of the interesting things about the movies that we're talking about is that like we might not have seen them for years, and we can still be like, man, I remember that. I remember the ending to Old Boy, and I saw that movie 2007 or something, and I haven't seen it since.
That movie. It sticks with you.
It does.
Sure.
Yeah. Time. I mean, I've seen that hallway scene a ton of times, but yeah.
Me too. Yeah.
It's like trauma, man.
We gotta do best fight scenes of all time, man.
We do. I saw Milo Ventimiglia do a reshoot, like shot-for-shot remake of that, just that hallway scene. That's the dude who played Peter Petrelli on Heroes.
Well, get out of here. Oh, I'm gonna look that up.
I thought it was pretty cool. Awesome. It wasn't like, necessary per se. They just randomly did it on YouTube for some reason. It was cool, though.
Rad. Yeah, that's super rad.
It had actual production value, too. It wasn't like, oh, this is fucking shit.
Guy doing it in his fucking basement.
So you guys synchronized on Old Boy, and that was my 10. So that leads into my 8, which is again probably a push. It's Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah,
it's a slight little push. Yeah, give it a little push.
I'm pushing that one hard.
Baby. So JD, what is your number 8 then?
I put Green Room at number 8.
Oh, nice.
Pushing? No.
No. That's not on my list. Kyle had it earlier.
What'd you say?
Gotcha.
Green Room? Yeah, that was me earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Man,
cool.
New love for me. I mean, you told me to watch it, Jeff, or not told me, like, fucking watch this goddamn thing or fucking kill you. You suggested that I watch it several months ago. So definitely good to get that one in, man. That was a fucking thrill.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Great movie. Yeah.
Is it Alia Shawkat? Shawkat?
I
can never pronounce her name right.
I me neither.
Maybe. It's maybe. Yeah, she actually got some range in that
Yeah,
one.
she did good in this movie, yeah.
Yeah. She was cool. Just a gritty fucking movie.
Too
Didn't
real.
Didn't feel like it was really like, I don't know. I didn't know if some of the bad guys, the skinheads, would have behaved the way that they did necessarily. Like, why do you have to keep them there? But I get it, you know. To a certain extent. I mean, you know.
There's just a lot of like uncomfortable moments in that movie, like when they're choking that guy out, and then like the girl like walks up and just like fucking slits his stomach open.
Oh my god! Fuck that.
There's that's where he gets
he gets his hand.
Anton gets his fucking arm all fucked up, and just a lot of real visceral stuff. That it's probably the most visceral, realistic like makeup I've ever seen in any movie. I mean, it's just like it was too real for me. Like it was the first time in a long time that like I was like, whoa, that may have been too much.
Right.
Which is why it got on my list, even though they're just small little like visual moments. You know, and because the movie's like really more like tension than anything. It's just a lot of like, it's just a lot of tension.
When they finally break his arm after like 3 or 4 different holds in the arm bar deal, it's like, oh god, there it is. That's what I've been like fearing this whole time. No.
And just the other thing that I guess you could say disturbed me or whatever is, you know, I've never seen Patrick Stewart like that. In the entire movie, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, man, really? Like, this is the part you chose? This is crazy. And he did great. Like, there's no knock against that, but like I'm used to like Papa Stewart, you know, like with sage wisdom and a cool accent. This was like scary Stewart.
Yeah.
And my body wasn't ready for it. Great movie though. It just it's the visceralness of like the actual makeup of the scenes that just like it really got underneath my skin, big time.
Blue Ruin is the movie that the director did before that one. That was his directorial debut. Blue Ruin, that is. And it's a revenge movie, like a slow burn revenge movie. Where the star of it's actually in Green Room, but like the star of it, he's looking for somebody that was recently released from prison, and his motives are unclear, but he goes and kills that dude. And that death scene is hard to watch because this director is just so good at capturing realism and violence, and how I don't know, it's just not necessary ultimately. Like the message is there, you know. Like I see the message in the violence. Like it's not that it's needless at all for me. Like I see it. Like we just turn into savages, and it's just not right. Anyway, I love that movie, and that was JD's number 8. Kyle, what's your number 8?
My number 8 is Ichi the Killer. It is a Japanese movie by, I guess we could say, podcast favorite Takashi Miike. We like his movies. It's not like one of our favorites, but like we like him. He comes up more than I ever thought he would.
Yeah,
you know,
same
just
here.
Because, okay, well, good. I'm glad you feel that way. 13 Assassins is what he's probably most known for nowadays. He starred in Battle Royale. That's probably where a lot of people know him from. Brother was the American movie. He was in a Yakuza movie. He directs a lot of movies. Really, this is a very visceral movie. We're talking about like just moments of just like, you just turning your head almost, you know, where a lot of movies, even like torture porn, really don't do that to me much, you know, like just because it's so like over exaggerated or whatever. But this movie's super over exaggerated, but there's still some scenes that are just like it really stick in you. I'm just going to read what this movie's about just because it's been too long before I'd seen it. It's just a sentence here. So it portrays a story of feuding Yakuza gangs primarily through the actions of a scarred and psychologically damaged man, Ichi, which means one, who is manipulated into assaulting or killing rival faction members. He like portrays like a superhero or whatever. And man, there are scenes in this movie like a girl gets like her nipples put on a table and then someone ice skates over them. I don't remember how exactly all that works out because a table and ice skates really don't make sense, but I remember ice skates going over girls' nipples, cutting them off. It's awful! It's awful. There's scenes where he has blades like in his boots, Ichi or whatever, and he's just cutting people in half. It's just fucking, it's brutal, man. It's brutal. It's funny though. It's like a funny movie kind of also because it's just so ridiculous. But yeah, there are the scenes that just get pushed over the edge. And actually, this movie is banned in several countries just due to its like high impact violence and cruelty and everything like that. So just a really fucked up movie. But one that you can still kind of have fun with, I guess, because it's just so Japanese nutty,
I've actually heard that about Ichi the Killer. Like, I have a friend whose like favorite filmmaker is Takashi Miike.
Yeah.
Because that's the genre. This is his genre. Like, he loves this type of shit. But yeah, he lent me Ichi the Killer Audition, which I watched, and Ichi I haven't. And there's another one too, Gozu, I think, is what he lent me, and they're all Miike movies, and they're all varying degrees of fucked up. But he was like, Ichi's more fun based, but it's still got some fucked up stuff in it. I'm like, fun? All right, I'll believe you. Like, whatever, dude. I'll see it, I'm sure, before we record next.
Nice.
I don't know if I'm excited to see any of these movies. I'm going to be honest, but
I'm most excited to see that one. The other ones are definitely like, ugh.
Oh boy. So that was Kyle's 8. So I'm at 7. I'm at 7. This is a newer one, and it's another Aronofsky movie for me. Literally newer, because it came out last month. It's Mother!
Mom!
It's Mother. For those that don't know, because the trailers certainly don't give it away, it's kind of a home invasion story, but not really, because Javier Bardem's character, none of these people have names, by the way, not real ones anyway. Javier Bardem's character keeps welcoming people in, and Jennifer Lawrence is like, what the fuck, man? It was just us and it was cool. Stop inviting people in here. So that's like the whole first hour and a half. And you kind of like mistake it for like a dark comedy, because Jennifer Lawrence's tone, almost the entirety of the time whenever she has guests in there, is like, don't sit on that. She says every line like that. It's hilarious. But then it takes a turn in like the last 20 minutes where I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It's just crazy and disturbing at parts. Like, like there's a part with a baby. I'll leave it at that. And Jennifer Lawrence has nudity, but it's not what you hope for. I'll leave it at that. So,
I immediately go,
So those are the disturbing parts, and the movie just. Again, I mean, I have to give it points for sticking with you. Like, the whole week after that, until whatever came out the week after that, I was thinking of it the entire week. Like, I just couldn't stop thinking about the movie. Not that I was doing research on it, because I got it. Like, that was the frustrating part for me. Not that I particularly enjoyed this movie. I told you guys I fucking hated it when I walked out.
Right. Oh, yeah, your first reaction was like, no, fuck that shit.
Exactly. No, fuck that movie.
The worst review I've ever seen. Give something.
But like, just I mean, the fact that you can think about it for that long and it sticks with you, and I never need to see it again, I'm gonna be honest. But that shit, it counts for something. That counts in this category, for sure. Yeah, there's a couple disturbing things in there. It's mainly just the last 20 minutes of chaos. It's fucking crazy. Like, I think I put on Twitter that movie reviewers from here on out will use the phrase, and then the movie goes full Mother in reviews going forward, because that's what it does. It kind of comes out of nowhere, and you're like, what the fuck? It's just 20 minutes of just nonsense and mayhem. There's also a scene involving somebody pulling an organ out of somebody else. So,
just that?
That's near the end. And, yeah, a lot of disturbing shit happens at the end, but it's insanely memorable, maybe even more so than Requiem for me. That's why I put it up there. Anyway, so that was my number 7, and we're on JD's number 7, which I don't think is on any of our lists.
Sweet. Yeah, you said you'd never seen this. Have you seen the remake of Last House on the Left?
Yeah, it's Liv Tyler, right?
Yeah.
That's Strangers.
That's right. I forgot.
No, but I have seen Last House on the Left also. I'm just yeah,
man, the original one is just so much better. It's so much more visceral. I mean,
I've seen so many scenes. Like when you're watching like most disturbing movie countdown on YouTube or whatever, and that movie's always on there, and they always show just hot second scenes or whatever, and I'm like, oh, I gotta see that one. I gotta see that. That one looks like it would be up my alley at least.
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
early Wes Craven.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like literally kind of, if you want to boil it down, it's like rape scene after
That's his
rape
first
scene
movie.
after rape scene. Yeah, early, very early.
That's
earliest.
mind blowing that he's like out the gate. I'm gonna fuck people up and then we'll
Yeah,
see.
I'm literally going to scar people. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be sending people to a psychologist for the next
And then he
30
went more
years, or however long-
mainstream. That's kudos to him.
I mean,
sorry.
it's torture porn, 100%. If you're going to call something fantastic from this genre, this would certainly fit that bill. It's been a very long time since I've seen it, and I'm kind of like not really looking forward, but also kind of looking forward to a rewatch just to get some of the details that have kind of gone away. Because, yeah, there's one scene specifically that sticks in my brain, and I mentioned it off camera earlier.
You've deflated like all interest I haven't seen this movie. Like I was kind of excited to see it, but I'm going to because you put it on the list.
No, you have to.
You're like rape scene after rape scene, and it's I'm
God.
like, oh no. It's torture porn. I'm like, oh god.
I mean, there is a fellatio scene, and it is malicious. It's malicious fellatio. It is not good.
I don't like malicious fellatio, man.
You don't? Well, I mean, hopefully this one will change your mind on that. It's good stuff. Pleasant. Enjoy it.
It's malicious. It can't be pleasant.
No, it's terrible. It's fucking awful. It's the most squeamish I think I've ever been during a blowjob scene ever. I can't even talk about it.
Wow.
Is it actually good?
I mean, you can tell it's a director's early attempt at a film like that for sure.
Because you never know with these type of movies. You just like, it's shit and it's disturbing, like.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's not like the best acting and production you've ever seen in the world. So yeah, it's definitely, I wouldn't call it a great movie. Like some of the other ones higher on our list, I think all that gratuitous violence or whatever serve a purpose a little bit, and this one is just like, god damn it, it's relentless.
My top 5 are the exact opposite. It's just fucking relentless for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, y'all's
just to wound you. That's all it is.
Number one is just, I don't want to get into that. I hate this.
I'm so excited to watch that movie. And
guys,
we ruin more people's lives.
We hate this category, by the way. That's why we're doing it.
I'm so glad I'm going through a Curb Your Enthusiasm rewatch like now.
Oh, yeah, dude.
That is just like the ultimate palate cleanser for sure. I watch this shit, I watch that shit, and I'm good.
I bet you find the Curb show pretty good.
Pretty good.
I'm noticing he does that after each one. He's pretty good, like says it really fast.
Pretty good.
I fucking love that show, man.
God, everything about it, that show is amazing.
This Sunday's episode, as the time of this recording, it's an all-timer. It's one of my favorites. It's so fucking good. Yeah, I might have seen some in advance. Don't worry about it.
Okay, whatever. No.
But there's a scene involving the intricacies of honking, and it's hilarious. It is so fucking funny. It's so good. And he ends up going to court for something involving that. Oh man, it's so good. I love that show. Anyway, that was a great diversion, but we got to get back on track with this fucked up shit. So Kyle,
that's good. That's been my life. Is that?
Kyle, what's your number 7?
Jeff, you brought up the movie and the director earlier. It's Requiem for a Dream. I remember.
Oh boy. We got a push on our hands.
We got a push on our hands.
That's a huge push for me.
Huge push.
Huge.
Oh boy. All right, so we're back to me. Back to me. All right, so
it always comes around.
Back to me. So my number 6 is an all-time favorite movie of mine. It's probably going to be pushed. It's A Clockwork Orange.
Synchronized.
We're synchronized, but not with JD. Motherfucking JD. All right.
Sorry.
What's your number 6, JD?
My number 6 is 7.
Your number 6 is 7?
Number 6 is
You
7.
already went over your number 7. What's your number 6?
My number 6 is 7. Yeah.
So
my
it's Last
7
House on the Left?
6. Yeah, my 7 is my 6 is my Last House on the... Yeah, 6 is 7. 7 is 6.
7. So you have Last House on the Left twice on your list.
Yeah, I got it there twice. Yeah, exactly.
This is great. Oh, this is...
Who's on first?
Exactly.
This is who's on first.
Yeah.
This is totally like the How I Met Your Mother club.
7, bruh.
The club scene in How I Met Your Mother, were not the club scene, but when they're talking about going to clubs and they're like, "Okay, it's closed. Not okay. Not okay.
Yeah.
Whatever." Like, and they're just like keep going, and then eventually,
such a good
Barney's
evolution
dad
of
goes,
the
"Who's on first?"
man.
Right? It's so great. Oh, I love that.
Good stuff.
No, but for real, the movie 7 with this number 7 in the title. So 7.
Yes, exactly.
So it's C7AN.
C7N.
C7N.
It's the 7N.
7N. What's in the box? Mills.
This is honestly, let's talk about another movie that's in my top 40 of all time. This one.
Yeah. Exactly. And I
Rightfully
think even though kind of like Old Boy, not every scene is disturbing. It just has those moments, and it's
You
definitely
remember
more.
all 7 scenes, all the 7.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
fuck yeah, you do. But then psychologically too, it has that disturbing element where like you realize the depths that this dude went to pull off this, artistry of whatever he had in his head, this tapestry.
It definitely has this. Why would anybody do that?
Yeah, exactly.
And you bow that through your head over. Why? How? Who would do that?
And kind of like. Kind of like you were saying, this is what I consider probably to be the first like truly fucked up movie I ever saw. I can't think of anything else that I watched before then, maybe other than A Clockwork Orange. But
this is the one where my parents were like really like keeping this one away from me for whatever.
Oh
reason.
yeah, my
So
parents
just
saw
like-
this in
and
the
they-
theaters, and they came home and they're like, "You're never watching this fucking movie, dude." I'm like,
my
"But
parents would
why?"
let my sister take me to Scream and stuff. So like she would take me to scary movies, like rated R movies all the time. But like that one, they were like, nah. And I was like, oh. So I remember going over to my buddy Ralph's house and we're like, hey, we're gonna watch this movie, man. We're gonna Blockbuster and rent that shit. And, 'cause they didn't give a fuck back then. No one was checking IDs. No one gave a shit about.
No,
No, it's because Jeff worked there, so who cares?
They're just handing it out to little boy Kyle at the time. And,
Right.
we went home and watched that movie, and it was. I was like, oh yeah, whoa.
God, man. And
Whoa is the correct
that
reaction,
ending, man. That ending is almost not. I won't say perfect, but given the movie, like I didn't see
Perfect
it
for
coming.
that movie.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
For that movie, yeah.
I didn't see it coming at all the first time. Like even though the signs and everything are there that he is that wrath persona that John Doe wants,
Right.
but god damn, man, it's such a good
'cause
movie. I
he's hot-headed
couldn't
the
leave it
whole
off my
time,
10. Yeah. From the very
So you
get-go, he's very annoyed early on, and then that
Mhm.
kind of evolves into like straight up anger over nothing.
Yeah, he's kind of like that dude that's like, well, what are we doing here? It's just kind of like pushy. And
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But he's kind of a rookie who just transferred to that area, so he doesn't really understand that city the way Morgan Freeman does. I
Right.
love that movie so much.
Oh
I
my
can
God, it's
dissect
so
the shit
good.
out of that for days.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good pick though, because that what's in the box scene, and you kind of don't even see the box, and that's even more disturbing. Like you don't see the full head in the box; you just see all the
Right.
blood.
Right.
And Morgan Freeman's reaction, and that's everything. In the
John
directing,
Doe
of
has
course.
the upper hand.
John Doe. I can't do it the way you just did it. All right. Why even try? Fucking John Doe. If Stone Cold was Morgan Freeman's role. All right. So that was your number 6. Was 7.
Yes. 6 was my 7. Keep that straight.
So Kyle's number 6 was Clockwork Orange because we synchronized.
Yeah.
Right.
My number 5 then is Funny Games. Not that funny.
I'm gonna have to push that. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
There we go. That's a good push.
Fucking yeah, felt good. So JD's number 5.
All right. Well, then now we can talk about Clockwork Orange.
Yes.
That's my number 5, bitches.
Love it.
Oh
Man. And go ahead. I think you guys probably love this movie a little bit more than I do. I do love it, but I haven't seen it really more than like twice, maybe 3 times, ever.
I mean,
So I need to rewatch.
I watched it in theaters like a year and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
I watch this movie like once a year, dude. This movie's fucking awesome.
I enjoy it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not. It's definitely a movie that like I'm like, why do I enjoy coming back to this? Like
That's the disturbing part. I shouldn't enjoy this. There should be no humor in these rape scenes, but it's there. This Alex guy is so charismatic, doing Singing in the Rain right before he rapes somebody in front of the husband. And it's just, goddamn, dude, that's Stanley Kubrick just like wanted to make you feel that way, wanted to make you feel like a dirty human being for siding with this guy. You see all the horrible shit he does, and then you're like, and then when he has horrible things done to him and he can't act of his own free will, you suddenly feel for the rapist, you feel for the murderer. It's fucking crazy, dude. This movie, yeah, it's not so not so much that the visuals are disturbing, but they were for their time. I mean, the movie got. Again, talk about a movie that got banned in several countries and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Especially Kubrick's choice. He was like, yeah, we're not selling that movie in London because I live here, and people won't leave me alone about this movie. And the studio was like, okay. Like, they were just like, fine. All right, we don't give a shit. You'll make another movie. It'll be great. And then after he died, they finally released it in London on like, DVD and shit like that. Anyway, yeah, that's just that whole feeling that he totally nails of like, that's the disturbing part. It's not the visuals so much of like what you're feeling about the movie itself. And I remember seeing this first time when I was like 19 or 20, and I didn't even finish the movie. I didn't even get to the part where he started doing the Ludovico technique with his eyes. Mm-hmm. Which that's disturbing. I don't want that shit happening to me.
No way.
He scratched his fucking eyeball doing that scene for real.
Damn.
But yeah, like, man, that stuck with me like big time for like weeks after I saw just like the rape scenes and shit like that and all the murders and how stylistic it was. This movie just stuck with me, dude.
Yeah.
God, I love this movie. It's in my top 4 of all time. Suck on that. But
there you go.
I don't know why you would. But anyway, Kyle, it's your number 6 and.
Yeah,
you guys talk about this fucking movie.
Yeah, I don't know. You nailed all the points that I wanted to nail. Like it's just like it's how you feel about the movie is what's disturbing about it. Because by the end of it, you're like, oh, this poor guy. Wait, no, fuck this guy. And you're just battling with yourself and your morality and just the way you feel, and it just that does what movies are supposed to do, and evokes like a reaction out of you or an internal debate or whatever. But it's just not maybe the internal debate that a lot of people want to have, just like cheering for this guy and like, is he the protagonist, is he the antagonist or whatever? It just does that nice little switcheroo, and it just, I don't know, the movie just makes you kind of feel gross. And then even when the scenes are like gratuitous, there's like cheery stuff. They're always singing cheery music.
Right.
You got the iconic "Singing in the Rain" that you brought up, where like that was like improv, and you had to run out and get the rights for it.
Yeah, because it was quiet, and Kubrick was like, "I can't do this. Is a lifeless scene. I can't do this shit." Mm-hmm. And it was the actor's choice. It was Malcolm McDowell who was like, just started singing it during one of the takes.
Yeah,
and Kubrick loved it so much they were like, "We have to halt production because I need to get the rights to this song."
Yeah,
that's cool.
Just too crazy. It's just woo. Yeah, that movie will take you for a ride.
Oh man, yeah.
It is beautiful. You could study that movie like in a film school, Mm-hmm. It's really about raping people,
right?
But you could learn so much about filmmaking from it.
Yeah. You really could, like the use of colors and the world design and the production design.
Totally.
Man, and the shitty on purpose music.
Yeah,
it's like shitty organ, like
and the
comical cartoon
the
music.
Shitty on purpose car scenes when they're all like the obvious backdrops.
You can tell it's a projection. Yeah, it's so funny. Oh man. That's how they did it in the old Bond movies, though. But at the same time, like it's so not Kubrick's style to do something that's so
it looks
obviously fake.
Just looks so shitty.
Yeah, he's like trying to make it cartoonish, but they're doing horrible shit. So yeah, you're meant to feel the many things watching that movie.
Yeah.
JD, it's your 5 though.
Tell me
about your time with it.
Man, I'll tell you what. I mean, like I said, I've only seen it maybe 3 times. One of them was somewhat recently though, because I kind of went on a Kubrick kick after watching 2001, not too long ago. And yeah, I mean, kind of
it's a good guy to have a kick on.
Yeah. Kind of like everything you said. It's probably his Malcolm McDowell's most well-known performance, or at least iconic, maybe.
Right.
I mean, like I've seen him in so many recent things, but I remember when I first made the connection, I'm like, that fucking old guy was goddamn Alex DeLarge. Like watching Heroes, I think, is where I made that connection. But yeah, I mean, it's one that I need to go back and definitely watch with adult eyes and kind of appreciate from a cinematography standpoint. Because yeah, it's just it's one of those movies that just sticks with you. Like I knew as soon as we started crafting our list that it was going to be on there, even though I didn't have any particular, other than the singing in the rain scene and the eye scene is what stuck to me as a kid. That one, like, there's some people. There are two types of people: those that can tolerate like watching people touch their eyes and do shit with their eyes, and then people that can't. And when I was a kid, like that sort of shit, just as soon as I saw somebody like fucking touching their eyeball or doing anything weird with it, I immediately started like queasing up, like, it's fucking weird.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like that.
And yeah, this was one that, like, you know, because for some reason they play this on regular television every now, not like network TV, but like FX or one of those off networks, and I would watch it at a sleepover and just be fucking grossed out by the eyeball scene alone.
Oh man,
yeah, fucking crazy.
So it still bothers you?
Not so much now, because that, I don't know. I guess I'll need to watch it and find out and see. Like, in theory, I don't think it's going to bother me as much.
You'll be surprised how much. Every time I rewatch it, I'm like, I can't believe how much humor is in this movie.
Yeah.
It's just the way Malcolm McDowell did certain things is totally played for laughs. And I didn't realize that because I was just thinking about all the atrocious shit he does.
Right.
But like when I saw it in the theater full of people, and you see him do these silly things, like the way he salutes some dude at a prison, and it wasn't at the prison. It was the way he got. It was the place that he went to have the technique done to him, and they told him to stop at the line, and he like does a skip when he stops. It's so fucking ridiculous, and people just couldn't stop laughing in the theater. I forgot about all the humor in it. It's good. It's fucked up and it's great. I love it. So that was your number 5. So we're at Kyle's number 5.
I'm pretty sure it's probably gonna get pushed. Hard Candy.
Not by much.
Not by much. That's why we got a little
bit. A little nudge.
Just a little nudge.
Cool. So my number 4 is another recent one. It came out last year. It's a Neon Demon.
Okay.
There's a full. This is spoilers on Neon Demon, and JD hasn't seen it yet.
Uh-uh.
There's a scene in there that like lasts way longer than it needs to, and there was like 5 people in the theater, and the scene caused 2 walkouts. So 2 out of 5 people will walk out of the scene, the movie, because of the scene. That Kyle knows what scene I'm talking about.
Yeah,
and that scene went on way too fucking long for me. Fucked me up, but also made me mad. Like, I was like, stop it. Why are you ruining this movie? It's so good. And then it just goes further down, like in terms, not quality wise. I mean, it stays the same as soon as that scene happens. I mean, it doesn't go down from there in terms of quality. I mean, at least not for me. That's my feeling with the movie. Like, I love parts of it. Like, I would probably give it more of a positive rating, honestly, because it's just so beautiful and it's such an interesting story.
It really is.
Interesting world, fashion world. But parts of the ending, I was just kind of scratching my head, like, why the fuck did he write that? Like, I don't understand why he did this part. And sure, there's a lot of things you can associate with the actions of Jenna Malone and her friends or whatever, like they're witches or whatever, or there's just like a metaphor for witch shit. I have no idea. He never comes out and blatantly tells you, but there's some violent shit going on after that. You know, like there's a death after that. It's pretty crazy. There's an eating of a I'm not trying to give spoilers, so there's an eating of an appendage of a certain kind. That's very there's a regurgitation of an appendage, and then somebody eats that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm remembering
what else.
I'm remembering that Jenna Malone scene now, and I'm just like, you shook me a little bit. I'm like, oh yeah, I think I may have suppressed that or something. Oh God.
There's a I think it was, I read somewhere where Nicholas Winding Refn, who's a great director, by the way. I love Only God Forgives. I'll forgive that movie all day because
there's nothing to forgive. It's good. People just
it's
suck.
A good movie. I know it is. But only Jeff forgives. Anyway, I love that movie, and then to go to like Neon Demon, and he does like this. Only him would say to like Jenna Malone during that questionable scene that I'm talking about. He was just kind of like, yeah, like it was just supposed to be this one thing, and then Jenna Malone took it to another level, and I started saying things like spit in her mouth. That's some context for you, JD.
Man, I can't wait.
God,
let me tell you.
God.
Jesus.
And then there's some scene involving either pee or blood. I can't tell because it's not lit
who
well.
Who cares? It's same shit.
Yeah, it's...
Dude,
It could be diarrhea too. I have
It's
no
such
idea.
a beautifully shot
In
movie,
context.
Yeah, it is beautifully shot though. You'll be like
and Keanu
captivated.
Reeves gives the weirdest performance you'll ever have seen of it.
And then disappears. Yeah, it's great. I love it.
Who did you say? Sorry, I didn't hear.
Keanu Reeves.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. He's in that, and then like The Bad Batch, and you're like, how is he getting in these movies?
Yeah,
It's
I don't
just
know.
like-
The Bad Batch is just the
directors
DJ,
are
right?
He's like the leader of the.
he's
I
a
don't
cult
know,
leader.
the
Yeah,
cult leader or whatever, that society or whatever.
right.
He's Hugh Hefner.
Yeah,
Gotcha,
basically, yeah. I only wear bathrobes because it makes me more comfortable. What the deal is with people like that? Cult leaders always in bathrobes. So that's my number 4 is Neon Demon. So JD, what's your number 4?
I put Hard Candy at number 4. Fresh watch.
that was
for
your
me.
slight push. Gotcha.
Yes,
Fresh
yes.
watch.
Slight push. Jesus, man, what a mindfuck of a movie! Like I knew loosely what the subject matter was. I knew it was
Wait, Jeff,
about.
have you not seen this yet, Jeff?
I haven't. No.
Okay, we'll do you a favor and we'll skirt spoilers.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
It's
I
hard.
mean,
It's
Since you're
that's
probably
the
gonna
part of,
watch
that's
that
the
one.
value in a lot of these movies. So like that's the only reason for those that are listening why we're not going into spoilers is because like the shock value is a lot of the disturbing part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
I mean, it's about pedophilia,
Yeah.
and that's really all that you should know. It's about a young girl and an older guy. That's it. That's all you need to know, and just
Okay,
enjoy it.
fair
Just
enough.
enjoy the shit out of that.
But the
'cause-
whole movie is about that. And
Oh,
it's a single location movie.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
single location movie.
well,
Wow.
Yeah,
pretty
okay.
much. They meet
Pretty
and then
much,
they go
yeah.
they go to the place where all the shit happens, and God damn it, man, it's a roller coaster. Like
I guess it's more than one, but it's not it's not many locations.
95% of the movie is one location for
Yeah,
sure.
that's fair.
But God, man, the acting in this it's got Ellen Page obviously, and then
And she's like 14 in this movie or something. She's really
Yeah.
young. Yeah, and she's
Yeah, I've heard
very,
about her
very young.
performance in this. Yeah.
man, it's
Man.
fucking great.
and the guy, and I'm sorry, dude, the main dude in
Patrick
this
Wilson?
Yeah.
his character's name is Jeff, so it might
Aw.
Yeah, it's probably gonna
hit a little bit close to home, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Why has it
so-
got to be a Jeff?
But he's like such a good, and I always wonder to myself like what kind of actors like take roles like that, you know? Because like man, wasn't
Yeah.
that kind of like isn't that icky, you know? But like man, he does a good job of being a creepy dude, you know?
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
or
He's got
playing
that
a
charm
realistic version of a creepy dude, the unassuming creepy dude, you know? Like that's
Yeah.
the scarier part. You're like, oh, this guy just seems kind of normal, and maybe they're like.
Yeah,
Uncle and niece or something, and you're like, oh, that's not what's happening in this movie at all.
right, right.
Well,
Oh man, yeah. I wouldn't say you're gonna enjoy it, but I'm gonna enjoy the fact that you have to watch it. If
Yeah.
if that's any
When-
consolation.
when the scene goes down, and I won't go into details of what the scene is. It
Yeah.
is the most uncomfortable thing that I think I've watched like in a while. Just like holy, I'm just like, wow, I'm ready for this to end.
Yeah, yeah, and then it doesn't.
Yeah, and it just dies. It just keeps on going. It's so bad.
Oh my God. There you go.
Well, wow, I can't wait to see it then, I guess.
It's a rough one. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be great.
You love it.
You'll love it.
Page.
JD, JD, you already gave me your 4. Sorry. Kyle, what's your
Yes.
4?
Funny Games, U.S. version, because I didn't see that English version.
I didn't see.
Okay.
Wait, that is the U.S. version, right?
Yeah, the U.S. version. I'm sorry, the London version, UK version, whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
the new
didn't
one.
see that one either.
like the old English version.
It's by the same director, by the way, so that's why
I did hear that. Yeah, I did hear
tonally it's like kind of similar.
that. I hear
Really?
so. I hear the first movie's like I don't know, but it's better. I don't know if that means worse. You know, in terms
Yeah,
of like this.
right. How do you say that?
Yeah, but I don't know what. I hear it's better for this genre, but like I found this movie to be. Are we not pushing this? Did you say this one earlier?
I said it at 5. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's just it's it's a home invasion movie. You know, so it's one of those types or whatever. But I think like everything's heightened because there's a kid involved, an infant at that. And it's just like, man, the movie's just really fucked up, and the scenes are fucked up, and Naomi Watts does a really good job at just like playing damsel or playing torture victim, whatever. I don't know. And this is very much so like torture porn, you know, like it's maybe not to the point of like Hostel or whatever, but like, you know, like these, like it's just like people just terrorizing other people. Like that's what this movie's about.
Right, and it's unrelenting. It's there's no break.
Yeah.
Like, hey, let's not torture you for a little bit.
We're gonna do this to the wife. We're gonna make the husband like watch while we do this to the wife, and then the wife's gonna sit there, while now we fuck around with the husband. And it's just like it's depraved and it's uncomfortable, and I mean that's what you're after. Go watch this movie.
Yeah, it's hard to call it good, but there's some entertaining aspects in it. I think Michael Pitt is pretty entertaining to watch. He's one of the two guys, the home invasion guys. Mm-hmm. And Tim Roth is in it too. He's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, him and Naomi Watts, of course, like you can feel their emotions and their fear.
It's the thing, and a lot of it is just like because like they're gagged or taped up for a lot of it, so it's just like very visual fear.
Yeah,
it's just real. It's just real, and like that's the thing. Like the movie's just overall too real. Like this is. That like while you're watching it, you're like, this is happening right now to somebody in the world because like home invasions happen like this, and that's what's like most disturbing about it is that like people have the capacity to do this, and really that's gonna be an ongoing thing for like the rest of my movies. It's just like,
right,
wow, this is too real. Like people actually do this. Like no, like a creator just didn't create this stuff up. Like you hear about like these acts and then turn it into something. Because they happen. It's just, it's scary.
This was by director, I don't know if I'm saying his name right because he's German, but Michael Haneke?
Haneke.
Whatever, but he did... It's not German. Michael Haneke! But he did Funny Games, of course, both of them, and Amour, which got nominated for Best Picture, and that was a fucking depressing movie.
Wow.
And slow. Depressingly slow. So this dude does not do lighthearted. That's what I've learned so far. But that was your number 4. Yeah, and that was my number 5. My number 3, here we are. Back to my number 3, is The Killer Inside Me. And I recognize that silence because nobody's seen this fucking movie.
I've never seen it.
I don't even remember why I saw it. It might have been on fucking Netflix. I have no idea why I saw this movie. I would not recommend this movie. I wouldn't call it particularly good. It's actually like critiqued by criticized by everybody because of how violent this movie is towards women, and it's uncomfortable to watch. It is completely uncomfortable. Casey Affleck plays a sheriff in it, and people like
I remember this movie.
but at the same time, in like his other life, I guess you would call it, he has a dual life where in his other life he's this fucking sociopath dude, and he just wants to beat people up, and mainly people that can't defend themselves, at least in this movie or whatever. He beats up women in this movie, and it's just not... I don't enjoy it, because it doesn't stop, and you can see the damage on their face. It's just too real. It's like Funny Games, where it's like, this is too real. I can't fucking continue with this movie. Mm-hmm. I stayed with it in the hopes that there was something, I don't know, cool about it or redeeming, and there's just not. There's just not. It just kind of ends on a note that you're like, fucking what? No, come on. And I don't know that I think it's based on a novel. I was about to say it's based on a true story, but that's not true. Casey Affleck's in it, Jessica Alba, he
Kate Hudson.
Her so bad in this. It's not fun to watch at all. Kate Hudson. Bill Pullman apparently is. I don't remember him being in it. But yeah, there's some really fucked up shit in this movie, and it really stuck with me even now. I don't even remember. I remember how it ended because I hated it. I hated the ending so much, and I remember the scenes of him beating the women that he was with. That's all I remember. I don't remember much of the plot other than him trying to not reveal himself as a sociopath to his neighborhood, because obviously he was a sheriff. So, yeah. Anyway. Movie's not necessarily what I would call amazing. It's hard to recommend any of these movies, honestly, but this one especially was like, I just can't tell you guys to watch it. I have a hard time doing that. So that's my number 3, and JD's number 3.
Yeah.
Here we go.
It's me. Cool. Have you guys... I shared my list beforehand. Have you guys ever heard or seen or read anything on Unchen Andalu? ever heard of this fucking movie? At all?
I looked it up on Wikipedia and I was like, oh, that's the movie with all the fucked up imagery in it.
Yeah, that.
There's like no like narrative flow to it at all. It's just here's fucked up shit.
Yeah, exactly. So the story of how I even came to watch this is I was working at a...
I am curious,
I was working at Brookstone at DFW Airport. So it was like towards the latter end of my stint as a manager there. And one of the other managers in the store is just like, hey, so do you like movies? And it was like generic like that. Like, do you like movies? And I'm like, yeah, I like movies. And he goes, here, take this, borrow it. And he gives me a DVD copy of this fucking movie. And
because he wants you to not like movies anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what if the hardest movie you ever watched was like Sound of Music, and that was the most intense thing you'd ever watched in your life? He could have killed you.
Yeah, could have. Seriously, could have. Like, if I was like Amish or something, like, why would I have a DVD player though? But like, if I was,
you're at whatever they do. Rumspringa. Yeah, you're on Rumspringa.
There you go. Whatever. So he gives me the fucking. He gives me this DVD, and I see Salvador Dali, and I'm like, on the cover, and I'm like, okay, I mean, I know who that is. He's an impressionist artist, whatever. And so I take it home, pop that shit in, and I mean, I was still young, man. I mean, I was still living at home, I think, with mom and dad. I was still in my maybe teens or early 20s. And I remember my mom, like, walking by my room, was just like, hey, are you okay? Like, I'm just sitting there staring at the TV with my jaw dropped. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I just watched, but a coworker gave me this DVD, and I want to burn it. And it was, I mean, it's silent. So it was like 1929, I think. So no dialogue, no sound, anything, just subtitles. And yeah, it is just a bunch of fucked up imagery back to back to back to back. The opening scene is what you see on the cover, and it's like a guy sharpening a razor, and it cuts to the moon a couple times, and you just see him slicing a woman's eye with that razor. That's it. For no reason.
That.
And I think that's what's most disturbing about it is that there is no context. There's no reason to justify what you're seeing. There's no redemption for it whatsoever. It's just fucked up shit. But it's only 21 minutes long, so hope you guys can squeeze that in, because I don't want to be alone in this.
I guess I'm going to have to.
You have to. It's so fucking
21
weird.
minutes? I mean, yeah.
Come on. Get that in on a lunch break. Who doesn't need a good lunch break?
The worst 21 minutes. I'll come back a different person. Like, yeah, hi guys.
No.
Like my eyes are just wide
Jeff's
open.
Will to live.
He used to be so full of life, and then he saw that movie. It's like The Ring. Like, you're just fucking done after you watch it.
Yeah. Because that movie's terrible, not because of the video.
Not because of the
video.
video.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, I'm glad we're all on the same page on that.
I actually liked it when it came out. Big time. I watched it over and over again. And now at 30, I'm kind of like, yeah, it's fucking stupid.
Yeah,
I thought
Naomi
Watts was hot back in...
Yeah, Naomi
She's
Watts.
still hot. She's still keeping it together. God,
for sure.
Good for her.
For sure. And it made me almost want to watch Ringu, the original movie of that, and I didn't do it. Never did it. Sadly.
Yeah, the lesson is watch the original Japanese versions or whatever they are.
Yeah, because they're always better.
Yeah, like Ringu and The Grudge, whatever the title is of that one. I haven't seen it. I don't know what that is.
That's the stupid sound from The Grudge.
Are you sure it's not a guy going,
yeah, it's just, it is
just a pilot.
It's that sound bite just over and over again. Just,
probably one of my least favorite movie experiences I ever had.
Awful.
The Grudge or The Ring?
Just like The Grudge.
The Grudge,
okay.
Terrible.
I was with a girl
when I was younger.
who
It's like,
thought it was just the scariest thing in the entire world. Like, just like, we were on a date at the movie theater, and she's just like, and I was just not into it. It was into her, just not into the movie, though. And, like, her being so, like, I don't know, just so, like, reactionary or whatever, like, to everything. It was just so annoying for whatever reason. I was just like, fucking hate that movie. And because of the experience I had with it and not so much the movie.
Gotcha.
Just like, why is she so scared? I'm not feeling anything. Like, what the fuck?
All right, so we're at number 3 for Kyle.
Woo! That's me! Fighting time! It's Audition.
Oh.
Cool.
That's my number 2, and I would be next anyway, so we can just chit-chat about it.
Let's just talk about it.
Let's just talk about it.
Let's break it on open.
Let's just talk.
I don't remember really hardly anything about this movie, but you will never forget the end of this movie.
That's for sure. It's a mother scenario, yeah.
Yeah, this movie is actually pretty tamed, I would say, up until the last 20 minutes of the movie.
Not just that, it's great. I'm like intrigued by the story.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the characters.
Like this dude's auditioning. He's auditioning women to be his next girlfriend/wife because his kid's kind of pressuring him into dating again.
I hate that. I hate it when that happens.
Yeah, we've all been there.
We've all been there, and hence the movie title, Audition. And he meets somebody who he thinks is great. They get along great, and she disappears. So there you go. Boom. That's the intrigue. That's the plot.
Yeah.
Okay.
It goes places.
It goes places, man. There may be some amputations with piano wire.
Yeah.
May be some sharp objects going into places that you wouldn't want them to go into.
Oh my god, I hate that. That's
That's
the worst.
So this is all in the last 20 minutes?
Oh, yeah. I would even say the last 10.
20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, maybe.
Jesus,
It's
man.
all leading up to it, but all like the craziness is like, it doesn't take long, but it really, you really see it.
I don't know if you remember, there's a scene before that where there's a person that's had some shit done to them, like limbs cut off and stuff.
Yeah.
And they eat something that, never mind.
Yeah, no.
I can't even get into it. But they eat some stuff you don't normally eat. And, fucking...
Not good, man.
What with this movie? This is another Takashi Miike movie.
So I should eat
this
before I
is
watch
Takashi.
this tonight.
Takashi Miike is like the king of like that. He's like the king of directors over there, man. Like it's just, I think he's fucking awesome.
He directs like 2 or 3 movies a fucking year.
Yeah, and
crazy.
he's got so much range. He's like, I made a love story last year, and then I made a movie about Yakuzas murdering each other the next year, like 2 months later.
This year he adapted 2 anime really close to each other. Or I think Blade of the Immortal is manga or is it anime? Whatever. But he did that, and he did JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 1.
No way, that's cool. First off, I'm going to see the shit out of Blade of Immortal because I've seen all of his samurai movies and they're fucking rad.
I heard it's violent as fuck.
Source material is fucking good too. JoJo could give a shit less about. I'll probably never see that movie.
I heard it was good though. IGN was like, it's fucking awesome because it's fucking
like
weird.
You got a hard on for JoJo's Grand Adventure, but yeah.
But anyway, Audition, it takes a turn, that's for fucking sure. And it's not that it comes out of nowhere. It kind of peppers in things that are fucked up. A little bit in there, and you're kind of like, what's going on here? I'm getting the uneasy feeling.
This is not a sweet movie, is it? Where everyone just is sweet to each other and nice.
Right. And then, of course, it goes for fucking broke in the last act there. It's ridiculous. But it's incredibly well shot. And Miike is really great at making you feel fucking uncomfortable, so good for him.
Yeah, he's got that on lock.
I can't wait for JD to finish it so he knows exactly why it's so high.
Yeah, because I got
you will know.
I got like 25 minutes into it, and you're like,
that's
you guys
the good part.
Record?
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, fine. Like, this isn't that bad so far. Like whatever.
Exactly.
This is
That's my
deal.
thing.
This is
I was like an hour and a half, 15 minutes into it, and I was like, this is still really good. What's everybody talking about?
It's really and
fucking
like I said,
bitches
it's
out there.
super tame.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this is kind of a really interesting story about kind of like a guy who's kind of like, I don't know, reinventing the dating scenario. You know?
Yeah, there you go.
It doesn't end well for anybody.
No.
God damn it.
So that's my number 2, and Kyle's 3.
Okay.
So JD, what is your number 2?
Well, I put Le Cannibal Holocaust at number 2. For you're synced with Kyle. Sinksies? Yeah. Sweet. Now you've seen this. Have you watched it more than once? Because I don't think I'm ever going to watch this shit again.
No, I have no will to ever watch this again.
But you remember it.
Oh, I remember it.
How long ago did you watch it, man? Because
I watched it on the very same night that I watched my number 1 movie, which we'll get to.
Oh.
But, it was probably about, I want to say, 8 to 9 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I watched this on Saturday, and I'm going to tell you the story about a guy that thought Michael Bay was the worst thing to happen to turtles in the world of film, and how that opinion is now no longer true. Because God fucking damn it, that movie is fucking terrible.
Why would they do that?
What the fuck is this? Why?
It's a real turtle.
Why?
And it's like a big one, too. It's not like a little one. It's like...
No, it's a tortoise.
It's one where you see everything.
Yes. everything.
Little
Like,
is left to your imagination as they're peeling that shell off this poor thing. While it's
God
Oh my
damn
God.
it, man. Like,
Yeah, great. I'm really excited. Yay.
Oh,
Here's me
that's
being
like
excited.
that's like barely the worst part. Women are
I know.
being raped with like I can't even. It's bad, man. Things are
It's just bad.
wooden spiked things are being stuck in places people don't
Oh
want.
God.
dude,
It's like all the shit they didn't show you in 7
Oh,
that you didn't want
man.
to see.
Yeah, you're seeing it actually happen to them too. There's no like.
Yeah,
it's
not
there's
just the
no
aftermath.
and then cut to aftermath. There's no and then cut to.
There's no cut to.
The whole movie is you just going no stop.
It's like the movie Wanderlust. Cut to Car on the Lake.
Oh my God.
There is no
can't.
cut to.
This movie was so real when it came out. A judge forced the entire cast and crew before him to make sure that everyone was still alive and accounted for.
Yeah.
Damn.
So yeah, like that's like it. Like it's just one of those like. Actually, I don't know if that's a movie urban legend or if it's a real fact. I'll have to double check that.
No, I read that. I read that too.
Oh, okay,
I read
cool.
that too.
Just that's interesting because it's real. Like it just seems real, and it's one of the. I don't know how
It's found
many
footage
found footage. Yeah,
style,
I don't know how many
yeah.
found footage movies were around back then, documentary style type of movies or whatever. But it was really ahead of its time. It seemed like so much so where people just didn't know how to take it because people were like, "Is this fucking real? Like these people really went there and there was a goddamn cannibal holocaust." You know?
Mm.
Yeah, you're gonna have fun with that one, Jeff.
Yeah.
Oh man. So that's
Oh,
both
my
y'all's
God.
number 2. I have that one queued up. Don't worry. I'll get to it.
That's a,
Oh,
So
well,
we're
no,
at my
when you do.
yeah.
we're at my number 1, and I think I'm tied with Kyle, but JD pushed a movie earlier.
Ah.
So my number 1 is Salo, and we're going to talk about that in a bit because we got to talk about JD's number 1.
Okay. And I've done my research on Salo, and I am not thrilled whatsoever. I feel like this movie is just like take every terrible aspect from the 9 before it on any one of our given lists, and we're just going to throw that all into one.
Yeah,
It's literally everything
a
from our
best
list,
of
yep.
hits.
Depravity and just sodomy, and I can't wait because that shit is so hot, so hot. But mine is Requiem for a Dream, the do not do drugs guide for any young strapping
fucking,
lady
like,
or
watch
strong
this.
young man.
Seriously, show this movie in drug classes.
Honestly, don't do the marijuana's a gateway drug, and if you do weed, you're gonna
just
do the
be
crack.
like, just be
No,
like, listen,
fuck
here,
that.
this is what drug addicts look like after a few years.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is the
And-
best anti-drug
Yeah,
movie. Yeah.
it is such a good anti. I remember watching that movie and just going, yeah, I'm not for me.
Never.
No, thank you.
And it covers all angles. I mean, it's not just necessarily hard drugs because with the old lady you get
Yeah,
you get
prescription drugs too. Yeah.
speed and prescription drugs,
Yeah.
and it shows you the many different avenues that that you can take to a downward spiral. It's not just one thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
You're
And
watching
if you don't
like 5 or 6 lives fall apart in this movie,
right,
and
I think
it's horrifying. It's
the
horrifying.
sad thing is that we grew up in Plano in the 90s, and there was a little bit of a situation going on there with a certain drug in the early 90s that made media news.
Yeah, it was
I think
on like True Life MTV or
think
whatever.
a lot of us know, whether it's 6 degrees of separation or not, but a lot of us know somebody that experienced something like this, or you watched somebody from a peripheral going down that spiral.
100%,
And
100%.
that's what makes it so real and so disturbing to me is, this is not fantasy. This is real life gritty shit, and it happens all the time.
Yeah,
And
That's true. That's a great argument.
And
for
what's
it.
sad about it, and the thing that makes it like really even more disturbing is like the movie really nails home that these aren't like bad people. They're just people
they're
trying to
just
escape.
victims of circumstance in
They're
their own
they're
bad
just people
decisions.
trying to escape, and they're just people trying to live and get by and trying to just like feel good,
Right.
and like it's sad, and this is the only way they know how to do it, and like it's real. I mean, like that's what it is. It's just real.
Leto with the TV from his mother, and she's just willing to just let him go through that every time. Like, he stole the TV again. Like,
I'll go back and buy it from the pawn shop.
Yeah, I'll go back and it's that enabling culture, and you start to, I mean, everybody knows somebody that's enabled somebody with a problem that just feeds it, and with something like that's that serious, not doing something about it, being passive about it is encouraging it. Basically, there's no gray area. And then you realize she's got her own shit, and I mean, dude, it's just a very real representation of life and that dark aspect of it. And so I think that's why I had justification putting it at number one. It's not
you've clearly assessed it for sure.
Movie on this list, like more fucked up shit happens, but god damn it, if that's not real, I don't know.
Oh, by the time that movie ends, man, you're a depressed mess.
Shower Central, and and you want the drugs that they were on while you're taking the shower. Yeah, it's like, how am I going to deal with this shit?
I got to cope with all this. Where are them drugs at? Yeah.
God damn. And then Shooter McGavin on the TV.
The thing dudes wanted in this era was a Jennifer Connelly ass scene. Just in general. And the way this movie gives it to you, you're like, never mind, I don't want it.
No thanks.
Why did you give me that? Why would you give me something I wanted? This is not
late 90s Jennifer holy shit.
And you know how this movie was
or whatever.
This movie was sold to me originally.
Well, she's still very attractive, but
she was attractive in this movie, but she was so strung out, man. Like, you know, like like you just look at it and you're like, oh man, she's really living it right now.
And Jared Leto in the 90s too was hot shit. Like he was from My So-Called Life, and people were all about, the hot guy with the long hair. So like Aronofsky purposely took like beautiful people completely outside their element, made them look like they did in the movie, because that's what, you know, this shit can do to you, ultimately.
And then you have,
God damn, it's depressing.
See, I didn't know Leto from anything in film before this. This was sold to me as, you want to watch that movie that the 30 Seconds to Mars guy's in? And I'm like, yeah, let's fucking do it. Like, I didn't know anything about this movie at all.
Whenever someone puts on 30 Seconds to Mars, I'm like, hey, it's that Requiem for a Dream guy.
Yeah, it's that guy without an arm. How's he playing guitar?
Yeah. It's a beautiful life.
It is. So that's your number one, and Kyle and I, our number one is fucking Salo, man.
Salo or the 120 Days of Sodom.
Yes. I don't know why it's an either or scenario for
I don't either, because that's the full title of the name. It's not. It isn't an either or scenario. It's just
okay.
That's the
what do the tally marks mean? Can you tell me that? What are the fucking tally marks?
I imagine that's all the days they're counting. That's the days that they're counting down. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's a lot of days. That's a lot of days of eating each other's shit.
It's 120 days of getting your dick lit on fire.
Oh, dude, sweet. I've always wanted to know what that felt like this early through film. So
it's the fact that they cast such young-looking people. That's why this movie is so bothersome on many levels.
Yeah.
And then the shit they put them through.
Yeah.
Whether this is a movie or not. Like, at a certain point, you're watching the movie going, is this even a movie anymore, or is this a fucking documentary?
Exactly. Right. It's that, and it's just like, am I even allowed to be watching this? Like, is SWAT going to be breaking down my door anytime?
I feel weird about downloading this movie, because I'm worried I'm going to show up on, like,
I'm
not
serious.
a list,
I mean,
but, like, another list.
You know,
like, I'm already on a few. I know that.
Yeah.
But,
you just made the list. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just going to make another one. Gosh, thanks, guys.
But seriously, I mean, like, it's a movie where I remember seeing it at a movie trading company. Shout out to Plano Store.
Oh, hell yeah!
And
still open.
It's there. It's still there. It's probably that exact copy I'm talking about. It's there, and they keep it behind the glass, and it's right there. I 100% think it's there just for like profiling reasons. Like anybody just come in, hey, do you guys got 120 Days of Salo? And then boom, cops come in and just fucking arrest you. Because there's no way anybody in the right mind would be like looking to own that movie. And I asked them, I was like, hey, you guys fucking own that movie? And they're like, yeah, no one's ever even asked about that movie. I'm like, I'm like the first one. And I'm like, just forget.
They know about it?
Yeah, I'm like, just forget this conversation. I don't want to be the guy known to be the only guy who's ever pointed out that movie. You know?
Did they know about it though? Like, I mean, I assume they had.
Oh, they did. Yeah.
Okay.
We had a little like kind of jokey conversation about it. I'm just like, that's a movie right there. He's like, yeah, tell me about it.
I mean, there are visuals. They did film it with a camera, so it's a movie.
It is. Yeah, right. Good thinking. Just depraved from start to finish, man. And the fact that like it's jarring, like it's like these aristocrats are like doing this thing, and these are like they're politicians and stuff like that, like they're like high 1%ers of their countries or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just so crazy that they would make all these kids do this stuff, and then it cuts to like tea time, And it's just them, like, eating crumpets and drinking tea, and they're like, oh, the game last week was so amazing! You know, what did you think of the game, the sports outing or whatever? And like, oh, the horse race. They're just talking about, oh, did you see in the Inquirer last week, you know, the newspaper, blah, blah, blah. And they're just having normal conversation. And then it'll cut, like, you know, okay, now that's done, going back to fucking raping kids again. It's just like, and you're like, what the fuck?
Game on!
They try and like play it that the people are normal. Hey, these are just normal people. They're the people that run your countries. Oh, but
they can be. You know, they can be.
That's what they're insinuating. You know, but now that tea time is over and that social time is over, it's time to get back to business. You know, and that's just scary. It's just scary. And again, like the person who wrote this like book is like a Satanist, and he ended up like was in prison for most of his life, and like was just a crazy person. You know, a sane person didn't write this novel. You know, it wasn't, and it makes me think he wrote it out of like maybe things that he had done or heard or seen or witnessed, or maybe things that were done to him or whatever. Because you know, writers they write through experience. You know, and it's just crazy to think about like why someone would create something like this. Not only that, what director would like look at this and go, I want to make that. I want to make that movie. That's a weird book. Let's make it in a movie. You know, it was such a weird series of events that people had to get on board with. You know, and everybody was on board with it. It was just really weird. And by the way, everyone go watch Alec Baldwin defend this movie. That's
wow, really
very fun video. Yeah,
Liz, you're not listening to me.
You're not listening. You gotta. To be fair, like he was defending art. It wasn't like particularly this movie, but he was saying he was using this movie as an example that it shouldn't be banned in this country because it is art. It should be protected and all this other stuff. And it's just like, oh, this movie though, you went out on a limb for this one.
No, why? At least he didn't pick like "Birth of a Nation" or something super fucking racist. You know, like the song of the South is really important.
Yeah, you should never erase that from your fucking catalog, Disney. You got to get it back out there.
Sorry, I had to mute so I could yell at my dog. So just a little peek behind the curtain of Jeffville. So that's our number one. That's Kyle and I's number one. I kind of half filled in the bracket as we were talking. We're going to put a combination of our movies in a 16-seated bracket so we can debate it next week. Don't worry, everybody. We're going to try and include quality in the debate, so it's not just a clear-cut Salo wins argument.
Yeah, because Salo would win.
Salo would fucking win if it was just most disturbing. Like, you know, I kind of want to persuade people at the end of the day to watch the movies that we're talking about.
Exactly, and that's kind of how I wanted to leave it. That, like, by the end, like, the one that we chose is going to be a watchable movie that you can watch for October and, like, feel like, oh, I checked something off my box this year, so.
Right. Yeah. I still say we rank based on our own individual rankings, like what we have in common and stuff, but then debate time kind of switch it up so we can give people something a little chew on, a little audio thing to chew on.
I agree.
So I already filled out 1 through 10. I went with number 1. I went with Salo, since it was the highest commonality, and then I went, since you guys both had Cannibal at 2, I put that at 2. Cannibal Holocaust. Number 3, I put Audition because I had it at 2. Kyle had it at 3.
Okay.
Number 4, because it was so high on JD's list, and just if you average it into where Kyle and I had it in, I put Requiem at 4.
Okay, cool.
Number 5, I put Hard Candy because you guys are selling the shit out of that.
Woo!
Funny
Hard
Games I put after that at
Candy,
6.
I can't wait to hear what you think.
Yeah, me too. Because like that's the thing, it is a good movie, and you're gonna be like, yeah, I never want to see it again, but man,
I did go back and rewatch the last 30 minutes of it.
Why?
Why?
Man,
that's the rough part.
No, sorry. Like 25 minutes. It's like after, it's immediately after the rough part. Immediately. Because I think I was so fucking shell-shocked from what happened that I missed a little bit of the details.
Okay.
And I watched it pretty late into an evening. So, God damn it, though. God damn it.
So, Funny Games is at 6. I'm just going based on numbers and commonalities and how we all talked about it. Clockwork Orange is at 7.
Okay.
And then, I mean, purely just going on commonalities here. Old Boy. All of us had Old Boy.
Mm-hmm.
even though it was kind of lower on our list. All of us had it, so I put it at 8.
Mm-hmm.
And also, it's a little bit more fucked up than Green Room, so Green Room is 9.
Okay.
Just it is on paper. It's just more fucked up than Green Room. And then at number 10, I actually put, because JD had it at 3, and it sounds like it's going to change my life. I put the Unshin
nice.
Andalou
What?
Nice.
at 10 because it sounds like it's going to fuck us up,
movie?
and I can't wait.
It is, and like, don't do drugs, okay? I mean, public service announcement: don't do drugs. Do drugs before you watch that. Do drugs. Do drugs, please.
And then your life is Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah.
All right.
Not those
So-
drugs.
That puts
Different
us
drugs.
at 11 through 16 still needs to be filled out, of course. And at this point, we're just kind of cherry picking like which ones we have in our 10.
Okay,
Ichi next.
What?
cool. I want to watch Ichi.
Oh, Ichi, yeah. You mentioned ice skating, and I was like, that kind of fucking sold me on it should be high. Ichi the Killer. The ice skates over the nipples or whatever. It doesn't make any fucking sense at all. I gotta see it. All right, so...
Is that or razor blades or something? Nipples come off, and there's blades. That's I may be mixing up like the guys like I don't know. Just fucking this movie's fucking depraved. Like the guy has like his mouth pierced together because it's actually like split all the way to his ears, and that's a fucking visual for you.
Oh, yeah, that's the DVD cover. You could see that on his mouth. The fucking split mouth.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway.
He's jokered up, man.
I'm thinking, like, because I want to see JD's reaction to it, I want to put Neon Demon in here.
Yeah,
please.
yeah, do that. That's
Please.
That's really good.
Neon
yeah.
Demon. Look, Killer Inside Me is 3 for me. I don't think I want to put it on this list at all. I don't want to make you guys watch that movie.
I mean,
That's
I've
how,
seen-
like,
Yeah.
that's
How about
how you have
that
seen
last
it?
house?
Oh, I thought you were still talking about Neon Demon. Did you go to Mother?
Oh, no, I was talking about Killer Inside Me. It
Oh,
was
Killer
high on
Inside
my
Me,
list, but I just don't want to make you guys watch
I
it.
feel-
Like, it's...
Man, that's a movie that actually caught my eyes whenever I saw the trailer for it originally, though. So, like, I wouldn't hate seeing this movie, but you're really talking me off a ledge here. Like, I really just don't watch it. I'm like, oh,
It's
okay.
what put it so high is how disturbing it is, not how good it is.
Yeah.
So I feel really bad about making people watch that, and kind of just going, well, at the end of the day, there's no fucking point to all that violence. Whereas
Yeah.
Audition, you can tie it to feminism and stuff, and with Salo, you can kind of tie it to the way creeps are hiding in plain sight.
Yeah.
You can tie this shit to certain things. But with Killer Inside Me, it's just like he does horrible shit and the movie ends, and you're like, what the fuck was the point of that? So we're at 15 and 16. I'm comfortable putting 7 in there because it's just fucking great.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how you guys feel about that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
cool.
all for 7 being in
me
there
too.
somewhere, even if it's going to die early. Even if it's in the box.
What is in the box?
What is in the box?
Imagine him going, hey, what is in the box? What's in there?
No, what is
Prayeth, do
What,
tell.
hey, what is that? Is that a box? What's in it? I'm just curious. It's like a way less tension scene, just casual Curb Your Enthusiasm conversation. What's in there? Hey,
I don't get
what's
it.
in there?
I don't get it. Okay, it's a box. Okay, I mean, come on, what's in the box?
Come on, just open it. Open the box.
And then later, it's
I'm
like,
going full Larry David. The more I
op-
watch it, the more I talk like him.
I opened the box and saw what was in the box, and it wasn't good.
Didn't like it.
Didn't like it.
Didn't care for it.
Yeah, didn't care
Didn't
for
like
it. No, I didn't like it. Yeah. Not for me.
So, I think the best candidates at this point, Last House on the Left sounds fucked up.
Yeah,
Human
put that up
Centipede
there.
sounds fucked up.
Don't watch Human Centipede. Don't encourage people to watch that. That's throw in for
That's
me.
a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go Last
that's-
House on the
that's
Left.
That's your version of Killer Inside Me.
Yeah,
It's
just
Human
don't.
Centipede. Don't
Just
watch that movie.
Don't.
There's no
Don't.
value in it at the
There
end.
is.
Last
There's
House
just
on the
not.
Left
You're right.
has, dude. It's Wes Craven's first movie. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck it. For legacy's sake, let's put Last House on the I'll put Last House on the L.
Last house on the last seed of the bracket. Perfect.
Last seed. It's perfect. It is quite literally perfect. It's last because it's a loser. The L.
The L.
The loser. Last house on the loser. All right.
Last
So-
user on the left.
So we made our bracket in record time, probably. And stay tuned for next week where we're going to debate it after hopefully we've all seen them. It's going to be tough to watch all these, but... Oh, you know what? I skipped 13 and 14. How the fuck did I do that?
What?
Oh?
Hold on. We got more, guys.
We can move.
guys!
We can move at
Seven.
least 7 up 1 or 2.
7
I'm
is
okay with
now
that.
13. Last House on the Loser. Loser is
Done.
14. Jesus Christ. How the hell did I miss that? All right. So 7 is I don't want to make you guys watch Killer Inside Me. You don't want to make people watch Human Centipede. What does Kyle have left? I just closed my fucking list.
I mean, I think you've got everything on there of mine.
Really?
Thought so.
Disturbing movies.
Yeah, all of it's on mine.
Yeah, I already have all yours. JD has... fuck it.
I mean, we kind of have some overlap there. Do we need to tap into on-mins?
Snowtown Murders.
Oh, Snowtown.
That shit in there.
That really, really conceptually intrigued me because I like real life shit.
Dude, yeah, it's a real life crime
Put it on
thriller.
there.
And
Yeah,
Put it on there. So
and the way
I
it
have a
ends
reason
too
to
is
watch
like the way it ends too is a similar ending to Killer Inside Me, where it just kind of ends, and you're like, "What the fuck?" But then they show you the rest of the facts and stuff what happened. But they just don't tell you anything about like I don't know redemption or anything.
Yeah.
It's great.
That makes sense.
In my honorable mentions, I had like American Psycho.
Okay.
Has some fucked up shit in there because like he's jamming out. It's like a comedy, but he's murdering people. It's fucked up, man.
Yeah.
The Accused has a rough rape scene in there. The Fly is fucked up.
I had Natural Born Killers as an on-man because I don't know
good
why.
on man.
It's a good on
like,
yeah.
I don't know why.
like they're doing fucked up shit, and you're like rooting for them. And
It's just stylized. Yeah.
Super stylized, yeah.
The Shining. I don't know.
Good one.
The Hills Have Eyes. That fucking movie. I swear to God. Get that movie away from me.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. Pass. Well, we're talking 16 seeds, so let's just put Human Centipede
Yeah, I'm
here
fine with that.
and
Just
tell it
okay.
to go fuck off.
Yeah.
All right.
You're there to die, Human Centipede.
You're literally there to die. Let's call it what it is. All right,
Okay.
cool. So that's
All
the
right.
episode. Stay tuned for next week, and all of these are absolutely accounted for now. I'm not mistaken. I'm not Jamaican.
Oh shit, I missed 6 through 9. Jeff.
Oh shit, there's no number 1. Number 1 is
do
The
you even
Matrix.
number, bro?
Wait, wrong list. All right. You just made the list. So stay tuned for next week where we actually debate the shit out of these. And it's going to be miserable. This is going to be our most miserable homework experience. Hell,
man.
you know what? Schindler's List could have made this list, honestly, because that's
Yeah,
another...
could've.
It's just fresh in my brain because of Spielberg. I've been like Spielberging out pretty hard the last few days. But that's another one that's like, there's some fucked up shit that goes on in that movie, and it happened for real. Like, that's the fucked up part. Like,
It's true.
God damn it. And that movie's so beautiful, and
Kyle, you gotta watch that, man.
we'll force them to eventually. We'll get
Have
to our
to.
Spielberg conversation.
Yeah,
get there.
it's gonna get there if we get there.
Yeah.
I mean, you're
Yeah,
getting there
I
eventually.
pretty much preemptively mapped out our entire schedule for everybody that's listening for like next year, going into like April.
Jesus.
So Ready Player One comes out in March. We're gonna talk about Spielberg then.
Woo.
After most
cares?
disturbing movies, we're gonna do comic book superhero movies in honor of Thor and Justice League. We're throwing in Justice League, so there's no discrimination, even though it's probably gonna suck.
Wait, do
And then after that-
we really have to celebrate because it's Justice League?
Well, this is pretend. I mean,
Okay.
it's our favorite. It's some of our favorite
Guys,
heroes coming together.
we have to go all in. I mean, the marketing
in.
tells us to.
You know,
Yeah.
guys, I'm all in.
Also, Cyborg. Come on, enough said.
That CG fuckfest of a character. Like,
Jesus Christ. Hey, he's gonna be a whole human for like 5 minutes of it. Come on.
he may be the worst looking character in movie history.
I couldn't agree more. And they had this much time to make him look good.
I
Nope.
know, yeah.
Oops. After that, we're going to do a gaming one with all of us. 2007 video games, just 10 years. I'm excited for that.
I'm
that was
still
Rock
playing
Band
some of those
that came
games.
out.
Like,
dude, me
like-
too. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, I haven't beat them yet. So
Oh, that's why you're perfect for it. Because
yeah,
it's 10 years
exactly.
ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's just a preview of what's to come. And then, of course, the obligatory end-of-year stuff, like most anticipated for next year and the best of this year. We're only going to do top 10 for that because why the fuck do a bracket when it's fresh in your mind? You know
Right.
what I mean? Like,
Right.
it just came out. Give these things time to breathe. Says the guy who put Mother in his list. All right, anyway. All right, so that's it. And I'm Jeff. You can find me on Twitter at JeffWitty, WIDDY. You can find us on Letterboxd, that's BOXD.com, at EoC Pod. You can find all of our lists there. You won't find any spoilers on how we, end up ruling or anything. It's just you can find our list there and then be like, oh, there's the episode, and then click on that. Find us on iTunes and Facebook and interact with us on YouTube unless you have a shitty comment. So,
because if you do,
there,
we're gonna make an episode about you.
Yeah, we'll make a whole episode about it. Oh, great! Now
I don't know.
Now people in droves are gonna.
Look, that feels like it'd be petty. I don't know if we'll ever do that.
Probably not.
We certainly didn't do that last episode.
We've actually never done it, and I'm putting my foot down. We never will.
I'm proud of us. Yeah. We're a mature adult.
Guys,
we're
adults. Do you think we laughed too much in this one? I mean, it's very serious subject matter.
No, we were in fact too serious.
Okay, all right.
If I could be serious for just a minute.
Okay.
We were very, very, very serious.
Good.
Serious as a funeral. All right. I mean, unless that funeral's like.
What if it was Gallagher's funeral? That'd probably be a silly funeral. Just like fruit and hammers.
Look, my funeral better be fucking goofy. That's all I'm gonna say.
I think of Daniel Tosh's wishful funeral. Whenever I think of funerals being funny, and how he wants to cut off his head and have people pass it around when they talk about him. I'm like, that's hilarious.
Nick Schwartzman's funeral from his first special, where he's just like, I wouldn't be in the casket. I would actually come down on fishing wire and then techno music and then someone puppeteering my body. And I'm like, that's a little more.
That's it. That's a winner.
Then they would hire someone famous to just cry. They'd be like, dude, did Nick
John Stamos crying at your funeral?
Yeah, did Nick know John Stamos? I don't know. Why do you ask? Because he's over there crying really hard.
That's so perfect because he's gonna have famous people there crying.
Yeah.
Oh man, like Adam Sandler would be there and shit. Well, assuming if he goes before, I don't know. He's a party hard guy. I don't know if he'll. Let's talk about who's gonna die next. That's our next episode.
Top 10 celebrities most likely to die tomorrow.
If any of them die, we can be like, we killed him, and I feel really bad about that.
Just like I bequeathed upon Blade Runner 2049 that it would not suck.
You did
that's all you.
Yeah.
It's all
That's all
you.
me. I willed that into the universe, therefore it was true. And then I backpedaled a little bit.
Yeah, you backpedaled. Not a lot.
Speaking of that, we might as well do a mini episode sometime soon for Blade Runner because that's one that you can't stop thinking about. You don't want to stop talking about. It's a really special movie, and I think it's my favorite of the year. I think it's y'all's too, if I'm not mistaken.
I wasn't actually a fan of it.
I mean, it was okay, I guess.
I thought about it, after thinking about it for so long.
I've only told 99% of the people in my life to go watch the final cut and then go see that. Only, maybe. So, whatever.
My favorite question I've been answering lately is, do I need to watch the first Blade Runner to watch this one?
Oh, God.
I'm like, yeah, you idiot.
How is that a question? How?
I mean, you could still enjoy it without watching the first one, but that's just why?
Why
would
stupid.
you want to?
All of the reveals are lost on you. Completely.
Exactly. Yeah. And when Deckard shows up, you're like, why is Harrison Ford in this fucking movie?
Yeah. Why is Han Solo in this? And why is he as... I like how Harrison Ford is just reprising his roles, but as grumpy Harrison Ford, grumpy characters of them, versions of them. Where he just beats the... spoilers on Blade Runner, I guess. Whatever. There's a part where he eventually stops trying to fight somebody, and he just goes, I like this song. And I'm like, he does this in every movie now. It's just like a comedic turn, like with a Han Solo, he's like, that's not how the Force works and stuff like that.
It's grumpy. It works. I like it. It's fine.
It works. It's great. But he does, in this movie, Blade Runner 2049 conveys so much emotion, more so than he's done in years, in my opinion.
Me too. Oh my God.
So much emotion.
When him and Leto are talking at the end, no spoilers or anything, I'm like, oh my God! Just the way he's
wow,
just
dude.
he's wearing it. He's wearing all of his emotions and everything. So
yeah, exactly.
Absentee dad of the year.
That, but you can replicate that actually.
Yeah.
Look at Love, for example. Anyway,
Love Tars.
That's the character's name, everybody, not a metaphor. So,
but
stay tuned for a Blade Runner 2049 mini episode. Maybe not so mini. We could talk an hour for that one.
I could probably talk 3 hours of it.
Yeah.
Can we do it now?
When you talk about no, especially there's so much shit I have to watch and play this weekend. Priorities, son. Especially when you dig into the first Blade Runner. So we're gonna talk about Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049. It'll be a fucking huge episode. Anyway, it's gonna be huge.
It's gonna be so big.
For listening.
Massive, the greatest trade in the history of trades.
And a Tournament JB's podcast, huge podcast.
Thanks for listening. So, high pitch nothing. See you guys later.
Bye.